Welcome to the 75th edition of the Erick and Brad Show. I'm Eric, that's Brad. I'm in horridly rainy Portland, Oregon, and he's in somewhere in North Dakota. I can never, Williston or something like that. Somewhere with, no? I don't know, something like that. So we're doing this across the country. It's been an interesting week. We are here. We love you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. It's Erick and Brad Show at gmail.com and YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. Everywhere. We're everywhere. There isn't anywhere we haven't been. India, been there. Done it. China, been there. Fucking Taiwan, haven't been to Taiwan yet. Okay, how's Bradley doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I was, last night I laid down in bed to watch some TikTok, as I normally do, until I can't keep my eyes open anymore. And I saw one that said 2021 is to 2000 as 2000 is to 1979. And I scroll past it, but then as I'm watching others, I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, fuck you and your fucking negativity, dude. Fucking for making me feel so ancient and old. 2021 is to 2000 what 2000 is to 1979. And yeah, the math checks out.
Oh, I get what you're saying now. I'm like, did something happen in 1980
no,
or
it's
something
math.
like that? I was like,
it's math.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
And then as I keep watching, I see another one of this girl that I've followed, a young girl, but she does like she's like songs you may have forgot about, and she keeps making TikToks of like songs from the 2000s that people may have forgot about, and I'm like, I appreciate that because maybe she'll remind me of something I used to like. And then I see the playlist, because like as a TikTok creator, you can make playlists, I guess, of certain videos of yours, whether they're like lectures or something. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the playlist for these things she does of songs you may have forgot about is called like dad music. And these are songs from like the early to mid 2000s. And then I see it say dad music, and I'm like, the fuck? And I'm looking at comments, and the kids are commenting on her videos being like, just the other day I was going through my dad's CDs and I was seeing these artists and these songs like from the early 2000s, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? Like these 16-year-olds are like going through their dad's CDs and finding like Green Day or like 3 Nickelback CDs, and it's like, so it's like this is her dad music playlist, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so ancient. And then I wake up this morning and like my hip was just killing me. I was like limping around all day. It's like if it's not your right side where your appendix is, it's gonna be your hip. Like it's gonna be something. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot feel any older than I do today because I'm 100 years old. And then I was kept thinking about sort of all that during the day. So then I went back to her profile, and she has the playlist, like a link to Spotify where she put all those songs. And I started listening to it, and oh my God, this is so fucking good. It was like the best playlist ever. It was like props to her. And I went back and commented on it. I'm like, I was like, this is like my old iPod. It's like she made a playlist of my old iPod. I was like, this is amazing.
Like do some name drops. What are we talking about?
No, I don't want to do some name drops.
Why?
Don't worry about it. It's just
what is it? What is your keeping secret? Before we started the show, he won't tell me anything. He's just keeping secrets. Just, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry.
You've been watching The Godfather or something like that? What's going on here?
No, just like the 2000s hits, but not like...
Just throw a few hits down.
Just like Rihanna and Nickelback. Hits from...
You're just scared to say that you liked the Rihanna and Nickelback songs that came on?
Oh, yeah. It's like my old iPod. This is like she like made a playlist of my middle school iPod, and I was like...
Okay.
Props to you. Seriously. I know you're a young girl, but it's like, you did good. And I'm like, someday, there will be love for the 2000s music. As time goes on, people will love the 2000s music like they do the 70s, 80s, 90s. It'll happen. And that's a hill that I'll die on because there's some good fucking shit.
Well, it's obvious. It's obviously already happened. It's already like set in stone, put in the past.
Yeah. Oh, I was fucking... And then I think I hurt my knee because I was, like, jumping around and fucking dancing, and, like, volume is to a fucking max. And I was...
So what do you think of... as you're talking, there's two people I'm thinking of, and I'm wondering how. Now I need to. There's a kid I work with. I need to ask him this week what he thinks of these two artists. Because what do you think kids of today think about Eminem and Kanye West? Because they are real. Like they started a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
Eminem before Kanye, right? Eminem's
Yes.
Slim Shady LP came out in like '99, right?
Yeah.
And so like he's ancient in like
Yeah.
new people's eyes. You know what I mean? That's fucking. Like you were saying, that's like 1979. That's the equivalent of us being kids and like...
That's crazy.
Fucking... That kid came out in 1979. Stop listening to that old fucking rap, Grandpa.
Yeah.
But
probably like
is it
what
just
we
because,
think of like a Steven.
Is it Eminem? Is he just done? Is he not as popular as I think he is? Or
He's
is he
pretty
only
popular.
really popular? And then Kanye, is he more popular with like... the boomer, you know, whatever you want to call it.
No,
then,
Kanye
like,
is
he relevant?
is massively popular with like 15, 16-year-olds.
I thought the last few albums haven't really been that good.
That's your opinion. That's the
That's
15 and
your
16-year-olds probably are loving it. I'm guessing. I don't know. That's the thing about Kanye is he's literally covered like 3 different generations.
That's all I was thinking about. I don't know. I was just thinking about that and wondering if they look at those. You fucking froze on me. Why'd you fucking freeze on me? There
Sorry.
you are.
Sorry.
You came back.
Sorry.
Came back.
Jesus Christ.
Are you plugged in?
Yeah.
Plugged in, better be plugged in. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, you keep fucking glitching on me.
I know.
Yeah, you know, that's cool. How do you feel about... Is there more to that? Do you want to go on?
No.
You know, I'm really... maybe we talked about this. I forget what we talked about. But it kind of irritates me, the hatred for Nickelback. You know, I was on that train for a long time. And as time goes on, it's like, why? It honestly baffles me. Like, why? It's not like they sound like New Kids on the Block or something like that. There's no real reason for the hate. It's not bad, and it's very...
Yeah. I don't know. It just became cool to hate, and I don't think the Canadian thing helps them very much, and they kind of seemed like they started a sound that wasn't very good. It's not a good sound.
Yeah, but okay.
To, like,
So I
mimic.
saw a TikTok the other day of him. I don't remember what his name is, and he was like, I think like someone was recording him without him knowing it. I don't know. It was really weird. The camera angle was like down here and like coming from the side of him, and he's just sitting at this table with a beer, and they bring up Corey Taylor from Slipknot, who's also Stone Sour, correct?
I have no idea.
I think his other band is Stone Sour, which is much more similar. It's in the
Yeah.
lane of like Nickelback. You know what I mean? Like, and he was saying like Corey Taylor is like talks a bunch of shit about him, and like he's like candid and he's just talking. He's like, well then you fucking write a hit song, you fucking cunt. And he's like pissed. He's like, dude, I fucking pump hits out. He's just like, fuck that dude.
Oh my God.
And he's talking mad shit about Corey Taylor, like candid.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the guy. I'm like, dude, he does. He writes fucking really good, catchy songs, and he's written a shitload of them.
Yeah.
And people just fucking hate on him so much.
Yeah. Well,
And
it kind of became like more like top 40 radio as opposed to like a rock band. Like they're very it seems like very corporate safe top 40.
it's like it's too polished is I think the problem. It's like too polished and too hooky. It's like everything's a hook and everything's so fucking polished. But in the end of the day, it's like, isn't that kind of cool? Like, isn't that kind of incredible that they're like so polished? The music is so incredibly polished. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'll defend it. Now that everyone's on that side of the fence, I'm on the other side. I'm going to go get a Nickelback sticker and put it in the back of my truck.
Ugh.
Like, I don't give a shit. I'm about it. I'm about it. There's that fucking, I can't remember. There's a comedian that has a whole skit about this. And then he brings up Guy Fieri. And he's like, why does everyone shit on Guy Fieri? He's like, he's the nicest dude on the planet just because he spikes his hair and fucking wears weird shirts. Everyone fucking hates on him.
Yeah, it's just like an easy target. I guess. And I don't think I'd like. I think the thing with Nickelback for me is it brings me back to a time. And it's not like I'm listening to them. They're peppered in some playlist sometimes that I stumble across. And I think mainly at this point it just takes me back to an era. You know what I mean? So it's hard to even think if it's good or not now. I don't know. I don't know if that even makes sense. It's I think they're just an easy target. Cuz they're just so safe. It's like they're like Journey. Or Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but everyone loves Journey, and everyone loves Taylor Swift.
Oh god.
So
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. It's not cool to hate on them. It's cooler, I guess, to like Taylor Swift right now than it is to hate on her. But it just steamrolled cool to hate on Nickelback.
it bugs me. It bugs me.
Yeah.
It really irritates me.
I understand.
I want to learn a bunch of Nickelback songs now.
Yeah. I don't know. And maybe overplayed because it's just too many hits. But, like you said, there's a lot of being overplayed of Taylor Swift. So, who knows?
Yeah, he's lit, but that's like the crazy thing too is like hating on someone who can write a hit.
Yeah.
Because not very many people can actually write a hit. You can have a good band, and you may get one good hit out of it.
Yeah.
To just sit and pump hits out, that's a special breed of people.
Yeah.
There's very few people that can do that.
That's
I
tough.
mean, even like Kanye and Eminem struggle to fucking do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, how do you write a hit song? Don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just going to keep trying, keep throwing shit at the wall. Nickelback, literally everything he touches is like a fucking hit song.
Yeah. I don't know. Dad rock.
I'll stand by it. Dad rock. Dad rock. It's like we should call that new yacht rock. It should be new wave yacht rock. I like that.
Well, I won't be here next week because I'm going to California on Thursday.
Going to California with the
Oh. So pray for me. Pray for me, seriously.
Yeah, and I won't be here because I'm going to Colorado. Going to Colorado.
For what? For fun? Vacation? You going to try to recreate The Shining?
I said that to Cheyenne. I'm like, hey, while I'm there, fuck, it'd be cool to go there, but it's like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm not going up there in the middle of winter.
why not? I'll come save you in a fucking cat track or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck they're
Yeah,
called.
I'll fucking telepathically contact you.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm going to work. Now I've said it like so many times through the week, and I've been so mad about it. It's hard to
becoming
kind of rehash it. And I didn't even say anything last week. I don't think, right? I just talked to you off air about it. I think. Well, I got hit up through my company, and they want me to go. They wanted me a week ago to go for 1 year to Denver, and I said yes. And then the next day, I called the president and the superintendent I talked to and was like, I can't do that. Like, I'm sorry. I know I said yes, but I can't leave my family for a year. And like, there's no real way for us to uproot. One, we have a kid in school. Two, it's like, why uproot? It's like, we're paying a mortgage here.
Uh-huh.
I can't just sell my house and go, you know what I mean? Like, that's not going to work. So I'm going there for, so I said no. And then I was like, okay, I'm not doing it. And then a few days later, I get another call from the president, and he's like, how about we do? Yeah, he threw a few perks in, and he's like, how about we do 3 months? He can come back at the end of February. And I was like, I felt like, I don't know, I felt obligated to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at all.
So don't do it.
I don't know. I feel like if I don't do it, I won't have a job with this company anymore.
Okay.
Like, I feel like you say no so many times. Yeah, I mean, okay. Like, what do you mean? I need to make money. That's the whole
You can get a different
thing. What
job.
I'm doing, and that's it's the thought process. But I don't also want to. I don't know. I'm fucking. I've been very stressed the fuck out. This last week has been extremely stressful.
Ugh.
and I have not been a happy camper. Just crazy anxiety, crazy stress. Don't know what to do. And I have to make a decision, but I've already made a decision, so I'm doing it. And but I hate it. I hate the idea of doing it. I don't want to leave the kids. I don't want to drive to fucking Colorado. It sounds horrible. I don't want to be in Denver. I don't want to deal with snow. Fucking. I'm not happy. Mm-hmm. But I guess I'm doing it. I don't know.
Well, 3 months isn't that bad, I guess. Right?
Yeah, and they said they'd fly me back for Christmas and then do a little flyback. I honestly, like I said, yeah, sweet, we'll do it. But part of me is like, fuck that. I don't want to fly during Christmas. It sounds fucking so lame.
No, you'd do it. You should do it.
Dude.
What?
Okay, multiple things. One, I have to go do my fucking, I'd have to COVID test before I got on there. So I'd have to find,
No, you don't.
Take time out, go do.
For what?
You have to take a COVID test to fucking fly.
No, absolutely not. Only if you're leaving the country.
Oh, I thought you had to do a 72-hour.
No.
Are you sure?
100% positive.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't because you had a fucking vaccination card?
I never showed a vaccination card to anybody. You don't have to test. You don't have to do anything. You just have to wear a mask.
Real talk?
My vaccination card never left my backpack.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes me feel a little different.
You don't have to test, and you should be home for Christmas because that's the right move, even if it involves a little bit of suffering, which you will suffer. You will suffer on a fucking plane. A goddamn fucking bullshit plane. I have a rant about airlines coming up here in a little bit. Stay tuned for that. But you should go home for Christmas though. Three months ain't that bad. Either that or just quit and get a new job. Don't tell me you can't find another job in Portland.
I know. I can. Okay, dude. No.
What? I'm sorry.
No, my fucking I could find a job. Anyone can find a goddamn job, but the problem is I have bills and a It's a lot different. Once, Brad, when you grow up a little bit, you'll realize that you can't just willy-nilly do whatever you want all the time. You have responsibilities that have to. Right. Just because you got a dog that you have to take care of. Well, the dog's pretty easy. You can just throw him in the back of a car. Bam, we're out of here. Fucking, we're done. Yeah. Fuck you guys, I don't know, with kids and a wife and that whole fucking shebang. Yeah. Like, it's a real pain in the ass, and it's super stressful. I can't, I don't know. It's just different, and that shit stresses me. And it's a new stress that I haven't really known before. Yeah. Like having to make decisions that don't affect just me anymore is really weird.
It's a new weight.
Yeah. And it's hard to, I don't like it. I wish I could just rewind. I mean, I love the kids and everything, but man, it was really nice when things were just really easy. You know what I mean? Like fucking...
There's pros and cons for both, I'm sure. Well, 3 months ain't bad. Dude, it could be a lot worse. You could be going 3 months in North Dakota. That would be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm running into... this is going to be a weird topic, but I've been talking a lot about it lately because I'm wondering about how to do this. I'm taking the car because of multiple reasons. One, it's like an 18-hour drive, so why do that in a truck that gets 13 miles to a gallon? That sounds stupid. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, going to do it in the car. Okay. They say right now that Denver just set a record for the longest without snow. So there's not much snow going around. Mm-hmm. It seems like in the country right now.
Yeah.
Like nothing's being hit very hard. So I'm worried about the passes a little bit, going because it's going to be like through Utah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a weird one. And then through Wyoming, dropping into Denver. That's going to be a weird one. Those two spots. Mm-hmm. And I've never done the drive. I've definitely never gone from Salt Lake to Denver. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a weird... I don't know how bad that's going to be.
Not going to be
I'm
bad.
a little... Okay, yeah, that's what I figure. But if it is bad at all, if I hit a pass and I have to go over and it's shitty, or ice on the roads and shit like that, I'm going to want studded tires. Okay, so here's the deal. I have 4 studded tires, brand new, fucking used for a week of time. They are fucking money, and they are very nice, and I love having them. When it snowed last year, I was not having a fun time making it up Mount Hood. Put those fucking studs on. Jesus Christ, I was like a fucking cat, just going up. Well, okay, I'm having a problem with room, so I'm debating on how I want to do this. I could just throw the studs on and fucking drive there. And then, but I'm like, well, then I'm going to just fuck the studs up driving to fucking Colorado.
Yeah.
That's 18 hours of just fucking the little metal studs up. You know, I'm driving on pavement. But I'm going to want the studs when I'm there. I'm sure 3 months, it's going to snow. And I'm going to want the studs on the car.
Yeah.
So
why the fuck are you having a problem with room? First of all, when you were saying you were taking the car, I was thinking, why take the car? Why not just take a duffel bag and fly on the plane? But then I'm thinking, well, you'd want a car when you're there. What are you taking you taking the couch with you, taking all your shit?
I'm taking tool bags, boots, rain gear, fucking, just in the stuff I need for work is going to take up the whole trunk of the car. Like, it's a hatchback. Tool bag. I mean, right there, I just listed that you can't take that on a plane. That's too much shit.
Okay.
That's literally all of it. Then I need all my clothes for regular clothes. Long johns. I need all my bathroom shit. I'm like moving myself, essentially. So that's a lot of stuff that's going to go. I'm definitely going to take my computer. Computer's coming. We got to discuss what's going to happen with the podcast. That shit's got to go, too. At least a mini version of that. Okay. You know what I mean? At least the microphone's got to go. The camera's got to go. Recorder shit's got to go. Fucking, okay, right there, we got a pretty full car. Right there. Just right there. I'm debating on taking a snowboard with me. Thinking about a snowboard. It's like, I'm going to be right there. Why not go hit some mountains that are world renowned and I've never hit before?
You could rent one.
Thought about that too.
You might only go twice.
Minus the snowboard. I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely going to bring a guitar because I have a plan working in my head right now. And we can get this, may segue into something else.
Oh boy.
Is pretty sure I'm done playing video games. I'm just over video games right now.
Okay.
It
is November 27th currently. Okay.
Is that you're just keeping a track of when Eric quit playing video games? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, for when he comes back to them.
I just recently so I'm taking the guitar because I really want to focus on playing guitar. I don't know. I've been so out of it and just like, and then playing so much video games over the last year, I've really been beating the shit out of myself. I'm like, why am I doing this? This is such a fucking waste of time. And it's not. Oh, it's there. With all the time that you play video games, just thinking about what you could have accomplished in that time.
Yeah.
Or what you could have worked on that's a real skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like guitar. I look at guitar and I look at video games. And there's this dude I follow on Facebook, Marvin. He's a really fucking good guitar player. And he's always live streaming. Always. Every fucking day. He does hours of live streaming. And he says that shit constantly because people will be on there and fucking like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you want to get good at guitar, throw away your fucking PlayStation.
Yeah.
He's like, that's number one. Get rid of your fucking PlayStation. He's like, it's just a distraction. Stop watching TV. Stop. He's like, being bored is good. And I've heard that from so many musicians and people that are really good at something. Is like, being bored is really good.
Yeah. Because
being bored drives you to do so. You know what I mean? You need that bourredom. If you go home every night and you fucking play video. Yeah. So anyways.
I think about that just with movies and stuff because I'm like, if I trade all the video game time or movie watching time or even just the movie rewatching time or show rewatching stuff I've already watched, then how many things could I have mastered by now? Like really mastered, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean is, people like high functioning people don't do that shit. No. You know what I mean? Like Elon Musk doesn't fucking watch movies. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's not fucking sitting down on the weekends watching movies. Like, he's doing something. He's gaining knowledge on something.
Right.
And so whatever. So I'm taking the guitar. So my plan is, this is my plan. This is what I think I'm going to do. Is I think I'm going to take 2 tires, 2 studs, and put them in the car. And then try to fit all that other shit in the car. And then drive there on my tires I have now. And then once I get there, switch my front tires out. Because it's a front wheel drive, obviously. And just put the studs on the front. And then drive that for 3 months.
I feel like you could take the 4. As someone who has moved back and forth a lot between Idaho and North Dakota.
This is a very small car.
I understand.
This is about a Geometra size car.
That's a little smaller than the car that I did last time I moved here, and it was packed to the ceiling, and the front seat like packed to where like I didn't have an armrest. The front seat packed, and to the ceiling all the way back, like shoving things to get the last little thing.
So you only had one mirror.
Yeah,
you could only see out this one mirror.
No rear view mirror. It was packed full of shit. I feel like you could do the 4 tires. Why couldn't you ratchet strap 2 of them on the roof?
I thought about that. There's no rack, so it's just, and I don't want to fuck the roof. I don't know. I thought about that.
Okay. I don't know. I understand what you're saying. Those little cars like a Geo Metro, that's tiny. And I had 4 tires here that were like brand new tires. And then one time I rented a car here to drive back to Idaho to visit. And I took the 4 tires with me in the rental car, dropped them off at a buddy. He sold them and we split the money. And he just Venmo'd me the money. But so I took I had 2 tires one behind the driver's seat, one behind the passenger seat, 2 in the trunk. Tires are a lot of shit.
Yeah, I just imagine if I just packed the tires in there, I've lost like grip of room. You know what I mean? Like a grip of room.
Like in front of the passenger seat,
see.
one behind the driver's seat, one behind passenger seat.
I guess I'll do a mock-up and see what I can fit in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know when I'm there and it starts snowing, I'm really going to want the studs. It's going to be so nice to have the studs.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Because I tried to make it last year with the tires I have on, except I do have 2 new tires but that are on the front right now. But last year I tried to make it up, and it wasn't that steep, but just tried to make it up a road, and yeah, it was not good. I definitely went off the road.
I never worry too much about the main highways, like even with passes, because I feel like they're pretty well maintained with like sand or salt, or they're pretty, and people are on them constantly. That's not.
Don't some of them have like requirements to where you have to have studs or chains to fucking?
I have no idea.
Pass.
I don't know. I've never had really any problems with that. It's just you're gonna want them just for driving around.
But then your little horror story from last year.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. And that was when
that was on a highway.
That was on a highway. That was on a tiny highway going through Glacier, and that was when 3 hours ago there was no snow. Now there's snow, and there was no plows. So yeah, if it was 24 hours after the dumping of snow, it would have been perfectly fine. It was like a dumping within hours that I got caught in, which I saw on the weather report was going to happen. So it was like I was the one who drove into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok the other day, and I didn't even know this was a thing, but it was here in Oregon, but it was obviously had to have been in Eastern Oregon, but it was because it was Oregon Department of Transportation, and there was this old guy, someone's like in the passenger seat of this truck, and he's filming this old guy who works for the ODOT, and this dude has like this semi-type truck. You can't actually see because you're inside the truck. You don't know what it looks like, but it's some kind of big semi-type a big truck, but it has like big rubber fucking things on the front of it. And he goes out when it's all shitty and snowed, and he pushes fucking semis. And it was weird. I'd never seen it before in my life. And it just showed a bunch of clips of him like talking about it. And he's like, some truck drivers are really good and they know how to do what I'm doing. And he's like, and he just comes up, gets right behind the trailer, and then just pushes the fucking semi. And he's just like, and like one of the clips, he's just like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. He's like, go, 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 go. And he's just like fucking, yeah, and he's obviously in some, like a deuce and a half or something like that. It's like some badass tires on it. And he can just push a fucking semi.
Jesus.
I don't know. It was interesting. I'd never seen that before in my life. And I thought I would have grown up in snow country. You know what I mean?
So
but they probably just set like right on the passes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, I've never seen that either. So you're moving to Denver, huh? Rocky Mountain High.
Yep.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it is what it is.
Well, I'll be gone next week for sure, so, just let me know.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing, fucking.
Who knows?
And that's another problem. I talked to the super, and I'm like, well, if we're doing this, we might as well just work. You know what I mean? If I'm leaving my family, like, let's just go work. Like, let's get some overtime.
Yeah.
Like, let's fucking knock some days out. And he's like, yeah, that's what I want to do. But I know the problem that's going to be, well, one, I say that, and after a few weeks, I'm going to be like, I don't want to fucking, I want to work all fucking weekend long. Like, fuck this. But I know a problem that's going to be happening is all the guys that signed up to do this, they're all like old guys that all their kids are already grown up. And I'm assuming want to get away from their wives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of jumping for joy at I get to leave for a year?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's do this thing. Get me the fuck out of here. And then the other guys are like single young guys, so they don't give a shit. It's like, dude, it makes me mad. This gig would have been fucking sweet if I was single because it's paid housing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could just get out from a fucking rental and just go live at the houses they're providing. And that's so much money. You know what I mean?
Money, yeah.
So much. You could you could legitimately, like, on top of all the money you make in 1 year, you could have an extra $25,000, $30,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like a life-changing opportunity.
I know. You want to come to? They asked me. They're like, you know anybody that wants to come to fucking?
Oh fuck!
It's just setting fucking machines up. It's just nuts and bolts. It'll be the whole gig.
Oh Jesus! Maybe I should do it. Oh God!
Just wrenching nuts and bolts.
Oh, now I'm so stressed out trying to fucking decide. Oh. God. Yeah, but then it's like, what do you do? I don't know. Why don't you just do the year?
No, I'm doing 3 months.
No.
I'm not going to be away from my kids that long.
No, bring them all with you and make it a permanent.
Can't.
This is a permanent move, but you're just now you have the job before you have a job.
If
in
this
Texas.
was Texas, boom, we'd be done.
Right.
If this was 1 year in Texas, it would have been zero problem.
Because then you could
like,
go,
babe,
you could look for the house,
quit. I'd be like, babe, you need to quit your job.
Yeah.
We're pulling the kid out of school. We're going to fucking Texas.
Yeah, you already got a
This
job
is it.
for a year.
I would be so fucking into that.
But you don't want to do it in Colorado?
So into that. Fuck Colorado.
Why? Because of the snow?
Fuck, I don't want to be in Colorado. Yes,
Oh.
I don't want to be around snow. I don't want to deal with snow. I fucking hate snow.
Okay.
The only good thing about snow is snowboarding. And that's just one of those hobbies I'm kind of willing to give up. Like,
Yeah.
it's first off, it's stupid expensive.
Yeah.
It's such an expensive hobby and it's a hobby that lasts 1 day. You spend so much fucking money for
I know.
1 day. I hate it. Sandpoint's the only way to do it is like you have to live right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then get a season pass and go every fucking day.
Well, yeah, it's still crazy expensive. You could live 2 miles away. It's still expensive.
Yeah,
feel like if
all
I-
ski passes are expensive, but it's like here in Oregon, it's like I couldn't, like at Mount Hood, it's 2 hours away. You can't, you couldn't get up there the amount of times you could in Sandpoint. I've known people in Sandpoint that, I mean, it's a lot of times they'll go up for just an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll cruise up at 9 o'clock, go get an hour of skiing in. They're back before 11 o'clock. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Shit showered and shaved.
Yeah.
And doing something else.
That's true. I feel like if I fell on a snowboard right now, I would probably die. Even though
Oh, dude, it hurts so much worse than it used to.
I can't even
oh, my
sleep
God.
8 hours on a fucking bed right now without hurting. Like, oh my God.
Like three years ago, I went up and I fucking. I mean, I'm pretty decent at snowboarding. I mean, we come from a town where
Yeah.
I don't know. When in Oregon, if I meet someone like I'm a snowboarder, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Because people here suck at. You go up to the mountain here and it's like the bunny hill just everywhere.
Yeah.
Just fucking people suck everywhere you go. It's like, wow, you hardly see someone that's good. In Sandpoint, it's way different. There's actually a lot of good skiers.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking, but I get up there and like, I'm kind of, I'm confident, just blah, blah, blah. And usually I'm not a terrain park type person.
No.
I'll do it once in a while, but I'm just into cruising through the snow. That's what I like to do. Just go like Kathy's yard sale type shit. I want to be in like deep snow, powder, fucking blah, blah, blah. But they had like kind of a cool terrain park. Not really. I mean, it was kind of cool the way they had it set up at this place and I don't remember if I was on Meadows or Timberline where I was. But, yeah, I see this fucking rail and I'm like, yeah, fucking, or it wasn't a rail. It was it was like a box, like a, it was like 2 feet wide. And then it like had just this like a, like a, I don't know, 10-degree slant to it. And I fucking, fuck it, let's do it. And I get going, fucking bam, and it's like wax. Like everything's like it's a hard wax box. And I fucking go up and go to do a board slide, dude, and fucking, dude, it just flips right out on me, dude. And I just fucking back right on this fucking box, dude. Yeah, it hurt bad. I was like, oh, it's like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. That fucking sucked ass. Like, that hurt so much worse than it should have.
Yeah. I learned to ski when I was little and skied for a while and then learned to snowboard. And so it was pretty cool being able to go back and forth. Oh, man. There was one time where night skiing, that we did night because it was cheaper to night ski. Not as many runs are open. And it's pitch black out. I mean, there's lights or whatever. And then me and my buddy Austin, I have a snowboard. He has skis. We're like, let's swap for this run. So he takes off his skis. I take off my snow. We swap or whatever. So now I'm skiing. I got poles. He's got my snowboard. And coming down this fucking hill on these skis, and I'm coming across the run sideways. And it's like you can see the reflection on. It's like I'm like on ice at this point. And we were with another buddy, my buddy Jesse, who's like at the time was like he was our age, but he was like he was tiny, even though he was our age or whatever. And he's propped up there in the middle of this run, just standing there, and I'm coming sideways, and I'm flying out of control fast, and I fucking run right into him. Boom! Hard hit. And I'm like, oh my God, it was so bad. And he's like, you're like a bowling ball. And then, like, for the next fucking 10 years, he's always like, hey, bowling ball. And it's like, dude, it's not funny anymore. Like, it might have been funny for a little bit. Like, it's not funny 3 years later. Like, we both got fucked up because I couldn't stop. It was the conditions. It wasn't me. Like, I know what I'm doing. And then another time during night skiing, actually, it was that same night when I was on those skis, I believe, that I fell into, like, a tree cone thing under a tree, and people die in those in those situations when you fall into a tree, whatever they're called, and you can't climb out because the snow's so soft. And I thought I was gonna die, and it was
okay.
dark.
I got two for you.
You have to acknowledge that I almost died in that tree.
No.
Tree well or whatever they're called. People die.
The second story has to do more with that.
But I got out.
The first story has to do. So when I must have been in the 5th grade, and I was just learning how to do it. And we had went up with my whole family for like Christmas. A bunch of family had came up, and we all went up to Schweitzer, like me and my brothers and sisters and shit like that. And I'm small. I mean, I was always small to begin with, but I'm in the 5th grade. I'm like 70 pounds. You know, I'm tiny. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking a small little person. And I'm going down the bunny hill just, I'm sure I was just doing the fucking, the snowplow type situation, just going down.
Yeah.
And it's the middle of the day, and I'm just snowplowing, going real slow, and I just hear a dude, and he's in his 20s or 30s, and he's just, watch out! Whoa! And he can't control what he's doing. Uh-huh. And I turn around, and he fucking, boom, dude, right into me, and just laid me the fuck out. And like, he's like, dude, I mean, the fucking hill is only a few degrees pitched, and we fucking went like 20 feet. You know what I mean? I'm just like, that fucking full-grown man just fucking smacked me so
Christ. Hard. It is dangerous.
So that happened. And then years later, we had went up, and I think it's all different now. It's been a hot minute since I've been to Schweitzer. But do you remember what did they call that? Big Blue or whatever? You used to have to like hike that. And I think they made like a little T-bar thing now that it's not what it was. But you could like go up there, and you could like go like kind of out of bounds, and you drop down on like chair 6 or something like that on the backside. Like
no, I have no idea.
The northern part. Do you not know like all of Schweitzer? Have you done all the runs on Schweitzer?
No, I haven't done all the runs on Schweitzer.
So they've changed. I'm pretty sure they changed it.
Okay.
I mean, it's been forever since I've been there. But you used to be able to get on the backside, and then you just like keep going up the hill. Mm-hmm. Like, and you could get to this certain part, and there was like trails, and very few people would do it. It was more, good skiers and shit. But you'd have to get on this tiny little trail. and just going. So I'm in the back of a group of like 4 of us, and we're on this tiny little trail. And I think we'd like hiked up, and then you get to a spot where you can kind of get some momentum, and you're just barely cruising on this little trail. And I'm in the back, and it's fairly steep, and fucking dude, I fall fucking forward. Like we're going slow enough to where, you know, on snowboards it's hard sometimes when you're not going fast. It's really difficult when you're going slow.
Yeah.
And fucking I'm trying to like stay, and I fucking fall forward, but I'm in between 2 like small trees.
Yeah.
So my board, and it's like relatively steep. So and it's powder. It's like powder. So I'm stuck hanging upside down with my board hanging between 2 trees. I can't get out from the 2 trees. So I'm just hanging upside down. And every time I try to put my hands down to pull myself up, I'm just pushing into snow.
Yeah.
And I can't, I'm trying to like do the lean to try to get to my fucking binding to undo my boot, and I just can't get it.
Oh,
I just can't because this hand, as soon as I go to do that, I can't grab it. I just keep, nothing will push back against this hand. And fuck, it sucks so bad. And I'm like yelling, I'm like, stop, you know, fucking help. And no one's helping. And you get that kind of like adrenaline going. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
like, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I'm fucking stuck. And so I'm like, yeah, there was kind of the same deal. Like, obviously I wouldn't have died, but it was very shitty. I was just stuck hanging upside down from a snowboard.
I thought I might have died because it was at night, and that's why people have radios. I don't think I had a radio, and I was like, I remembered as soon as I went down in there and fell down in this tree well or whatever it's called, I was like, people die in these things, and they do. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is not... I don't remember how I got out, but I got out, obviously, because I'm sitting here today. But... I was like,
yeah, being buried by snow would be horrible.
Yeah, it would be horrible. Ugh, especially at night. It's like, fuck.
Yep.
So you're gonna bring your snowboard and you're gonna fucking...
No, I'm not gonna bring my snowboard. I don't think.
If you go once or twice, you can rent one for fucking $15 or whatever it costs. It's probably like $200. Who knows?
But I might not go snowboarding. I don't know.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm there to make money. You know what I mean? I need to fucking go make some money. I haven't been making very much money lately, so. Yeah. Dude, I know I have no information on this, but I was talking to someone the other day, and they were acting like I was retarded. They're like, how do you not know about this? Do you know about this, like, money on the street type situation down in California? Like, I guess there was all these videos going around.
Yeah.
My buddy was telling me, he's like, you didn't see any of this? I'm like, no. And he's like, yeah, and then people are getting, like, busted.
Some truck exploded
like,
or something.
Yeah, and it was just full of money.
Yeah.
And then so people just, like, getting out of their cars and just grabbing money.
Yeah, I wouldn't fall for that. Fuck, that's scary.
You wouldn't, if there was, like, money laying all over the freeway, you wouldn't just get out and start getting money? I 100% would.
I feel like it's too good to be true. Like, if there's nobody else around, maybe... I don't know.
Yeah, but if other people are stopping and grabbing money, you wouldn't just stop and grab money?
Maybe.
There's no way I wouldn't.
There's going to be like a camera crew that comes out and be like, you know, you grabbed money. It's like punked.
It's like a catch a predator type situation.
Yeah.
Hey, sit down there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would. It's hard to resist if there's $100 bills flying around, but... Part of me is just like, and you're saying people get busted, and I saw those videos too, where like some lawyers were saying something like, yeah, you can't just do that. And plus, then since there's so many videos of it, people are like, oh, now we see everybody who's grabbed money of this fucking Wells Fargo truck or whatever the fuck happened. Maybe it was like cartel money or something. I don't know.
Oh, is that what it was? They said it was
no
Wells
idea.
Fargo?
No, I'm just making shit up.
Oh.
I don't know.
That seems kind of sketchy. I mean, don't they transport money inside, you know, like the Brinks trucks and shit like that?
Yeah, you'd think.
It's just a semi carrying money?
That seems very sketchy. 2 guys are going to jump out with
sketchy.
Uzis and fucking start blasting.
Yeah.
I mean, I might
Yeah,
pick
how
up
did it
a couple...
explode? Was there explosives on this car of money?
I don't know.
Trucks just don't explode.
Right.
You know what I mean? That doesn't happen very often.
Right. I mean, I might pick up a $300 or $400 and fucking get back in my car.
I was up on Lolo Pass. It's It's like, I don't know, like halfway down Idaho, and then you're like cutting into Montana. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. It's this beautiful pass. And fucking.
Okay.
I think we just came back from Yellowstone, but I mean, this road is fucking windy as shit, and it's just following this stream river type situation. And there's like 30, 40 campsites as you just go up this hill.
Oh, nice.
Or like campgrounds. And so we were just hitting campgrounds as we were going up, just lollygagging when I was, I don't know, freshman in high school or something like that, like during summer vacation. We're in this fucking campground, and a goddamn semi goes off the fucking road, and well, he stays on the road, but his trailer fucking falls off the side of this, and it's like a nasty road, like just switchback on creek, super steep, and fucking his fucking truck explode, like the bed or the Connex, whatever you want to get, the trailer fucking like, you know, it didn't explode, but broke apart. And dude, the whole truck was full of toilet paper, and there was fucking toilet paper. It was the funniest thing to see, dude. Just the whole forest just littered with toilet paper. I mean, everywhere.
That's crazy.
Everywhere. Hundreds of thousands of rolls of toilet paper just scattered through the woods. It was so crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I saw something on TikTok. It seemed like the person was, they worked for an airline, and they were answering questions that people were asking about air travel. That's the assumption that I gained. And the question that was asked was, what happens if both pilots are unconscious and cannot fly the plane? And his response was, then the flight attendant crew would ask if any passengers know how to fly a plane. That's the protocol in that situation. That's a great fucking plan. That is a great plan. That's a great plan. That's a good plan. Good job. That's a really good plan. Hey, does anybody here know how to fly a plane? Hey, I don't know how to fly a plane, but I used to play Halo a bunch. I've flown a bunch of Banshees. All right, you come on, you can give it a shot. Anybody else? Oh, yeah, my name's Brad. I work in the oil field now, but I used to build planes. I know how to install, like, rudder pedals and flaps. All right, if the Halo guy doesn't fucking get us to the ground, you can try it again. Does that work? Okay, that's fine. That's a really good backup plan. If both pilots have heart attacks, then we'll just ask, does anybody here know how to fly a plane?
Well, okay, is that not so when they're going through the idea when commercial flight is, you know, getting off the ground, and they're like, how are we going to do, hold on, just calm down. And they're like, how are we going to do this? Oh, we're going to get a pilot. Well, what if something happens to the pilot? Well, then we'll get a co-pilot.
That's a good plan.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want? Fucking 20 pilots up there?
No, we need something else after that. You have a backup plan, but now we need another backup plan.
They do have a backup plan. They have a backup plan.
No.
Does anybody here know how to fly a plane?
That's a shitty backup plan. That's the worst backup plan you could have came up with. You need like 4 good backup plans before you go to, does anybody here know how to land a plane? You have like 200 people on board and 1,000 babies screaming, crying. Does anybody here know how to fly a plane? That's a terrible, terrible plan. The owners and CEOs of major airlines should be on their knees in front of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos saying, please let us blow you. Please fuck our mouths and then take over our industries and make them better. Because you guys know how to make money and get...
How many times has both pilots been rendered unconscious?
I don't think it's ever happened before, but I'm saying...
Yes, so I think we're good.
You need a better plan. You need some remote autopilot from the ground to take the plane over, like that a pilot on the ground is now doing it. We're not just going to let fucking Joe the plumber roll up here and try to land this fucking giant Airbus. Dude, you need a better plan than that. That is... Maybe it's just because I'm flying in like fucking 4 days, but you need a better plan than that. They should be begging Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos instead of being like, oh, they're just a bunch of rich billionaires playing with their toys. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos already like bent over the United States Postal Service and fucked them and made it so Amazon Prime next day like that and making money, which the U.S. Post Service doesn't know how to make money. Amazon knows how to make money. Elon Musk makes money.
You want to hear a funny one? Because I'm playing the situation out in my head. Like, imagine if I was on a plane. Like, so answer me this. I don't know why I find this so funny. Like, imagine you're on a plane. Yeah, the stewardess comes back. Both the pilots just had a heart attack. Like, does anybody know how to fly a plane? And in that situation, no one knows. But then someone does, like, well, you know, whatever. I played Flight Simulator a shitload or whatever. You're sitting there, and that person says that. What if it's a woman? And she gets up, and she's like, I think I can do it. Because if it was a woman, I would 100% be like, you need to sit the fuck back in your chair, and I'm going to go land this plane right now. Because
yeah. It's like, I think
I hate to be that sexist, but I guarantee you that's how I'd react. I'd be like, I am not putting in this situation, I need a man to go do this. Like, I need a man to go do this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you think you can, but unless you have said, I have landed a plane before, you do not get to touch any of those controls in there. I was like, I'll go talk to the fucking people. And I think I would. If, like, I was on a plane and no one could do it, I'd be like, let me go talk to the people on the headset. I was like, we got to try something. If no one can do it, I'll fucking do it. Like, I'll have them talk me through this. For the next 20 minutes, they're going to just keep giving me crash courses on what the series of shit I need to do to land
and
this
you
plane.
think that's a good idea?
If there's no one on the plane, you got to try something.
You have to have another plan in place before you get there.
That's the plan. And I would have, my ego is big enough to be like, I can do this. I don't need to know how to land a plane. I'll land this fucking plane safely. I'll make it fucking happen.
Safely. Now that I'm starting to think that I'd like a shot at that too, but I'm just saying, that's a terrible idea. They're sitting around a boardroom being like, what's the plan?
Well, maybe in 4 days you'll get your shot, Brad.
Dude, fuck that. I mean, they're sitting around boardrooms of Southwest, United, all these, Alaskan. What's our backup plan? And it's just crickets. And then the guy's like, hey, why don't we ask if any passengers know how to fly? All right, that's a good one. We put that in the fucking rule book. That's a terrible idea. They need to ask Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and be like, instead of vilifying these guys, they actually know Elon Musk is doing NASA better than NASA. Jeff Bezos is doing mail better than mail. The airline companies don't know how to make money. They have planes from 40 years old, and their backup plan is, we'll just yell out into the skies, does anybody know how to fly a plane?
Okay, next situation. Now, let's say this technology comes out. Like, let's say they're like, okay, this is our backup plan. Is now all planes from now on are going to be made with the ability to be remote controlled.
Yeah.
To where someone on the ground can take over the control of the plane and land it. Would that make you feel more comfortable? Because to me, honestly, that'd make me feel less comfortable. I'd be like, what if someone hacks this plane and gets in here and fucking crashes this plane?
First of all, I see what you're saying. Maybe you need a situation where, like, both pilots have a key and the keys have to be turned, and then you could remote.
But they're both dead.
Well, I thought that if the door is locked from the inside, if they both have heart attacks, how could you even get in there? So I don't know. Now that I don't know. I'm not saying the remote control takeover is a good idea. I'm saying let's throw some shit out there other than let's get Elon Musk in a room and figure this out.
I wonder if there's a key to get into the cockpit, and I wonder if the stewardess have the key. If they both die up there, you're fucked to begin. You're fucked.
You might be fucked.
You wouldn't even know. No one would even know. The stewardess is like, dude, they fucking blowing each other in there? What the hell's going on?
Well, yeah, giving her a key isn't going to provide another level of safety. You can just take it from her.
Man, I was just watching Seinfeld, and that was one of his skits at the beginning of an episode was, and I thought it was a kind of a funny idea. He's like, do you think planes have keys? And he's like, do you ever think sometimes when they're like, we have a mechanical delay, it's just the airport. Ah, shit. Just forgot the keys.
Dude, I remember.
I don't think planes have keys, right? Like, what about you built planes? What about small planes? Do they have keys? Or you just get in and go?
I don't think they have keys.
You just press a button?
I don't remember how you start it up. That's weird. I should know that. I probably knew it at one point. Maybe there's a key. I don't fucking know. I remember being very little, going and hanging out in the cockpit. And I also...
You what?
Like, in the plane, they were like, and they gave me, like, wings to put on my shirt, and I went and stood in the cockpit, like, with the pilots. when I was like tiny.
I want to do that so bad now. I want to
No.
know what it looks like flying. I
did
now
it.
You can't do it, right? Like you were in air,
I can't remember if it was in air
or were you on the ground?
I don't remember. I mean,
I want to
was
know.
like 5.
Every time I'm in a plane, I'm looking out the window. I'm like, man, I want to look out the front. I bet the front's way fucking cooler to look out of. Like way fucking cooler to look out of.
I also remember, like, people came right to the gate. I remember walking down the thing to the airport, like after you land, and seeing my relatives standing there waving and smiling, because you could just come right, to that door. This was all pre 9/11. Today has been like a reminder of how old I am. But look, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, these guys know how to make efficient, profitable companies that have good stuff. Tesla, SpaceX, Amazon, the CEOs and owners of these airlines should be on their knees saying, please fill my mouth up with your cum, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, and then fuck my wife, and then take over my job, and let's make some money and have some better backup plans than just screaming out, does anybody know how to fly a plane? Could you somehow fly another plane over that plane and like parachute a pilot down in it? I don't know. Let's just fucking start figuring stuff out other than asking an accountant to fucking land this plane.
I totally disagree. I think the situation has worked for years and it'll continue to work.
Well,
I have zero problem with
can some of the flight attendants just run through some quick plane flying classes? Just not like advanced stuff, just like some quick familiarity. Maybe we could do some of that. I also think there should be an U.S. Marshal or whatever they're called on every single flight. You know how in movies, like, sometimes there's one on there where he stands up and he's like, I'm an air marshal, fucking freeze. And it's like, they like pepper them in randomly. I think that should be mandatory on every single flight. With all the TikToks I see of people like yelling and screaming on airplanes, it's like there should be like a cop on every flight. Although,
man, you're crazy.
I know there's like thousands of flights in the air at all times, so there's a lot of people, but we need like an army. And backup pilots, more backup pilots.
Yeah, you're just like you're trying to drive the price of plane tickets like through the roof.
Yeah. No, I'm saying there's smart people out there, smarter than me and smarter than Southwest Airlines, that can figure something out. I'm sorry. That's all I'm saying. It's a terrible backup plan. I like multiple backup plans.
Boom.
That's all.
Boom. Rock and roll. What else you got? What else you got on this list?
I wrote this down. I was really fired up about it when I wrote it down. Now, I don't really care, and
Not so fired up.
I'm kind of confused about I just wrote. Why can't phones connect to multiple devices at once with Bluetooth instead of just one?
Well, I know that Bluetooth devices can link up to each other. Like you can take the JBL speakers and link them.
Can you?
I swear to God, you can. I remember reading it like in an instruction manual, and I was like, and I just like had the thought process, like, you just get like 20 of these and just link them all together. Pretty sure you can.
Can you do it with headphones?
I don't know. Look up daisy chaining. Google daisy chaining Bluetooth devices.
Daisy chain. That's gonna take me to a bunch of gay sites.
No, that'll be where your answer lies.
Multiple Bluetooth headphones? I don't know.
Okay, well, after the show, you can dig up on daisy chaining. So you were all fired up about it, and you didn't even Google it?
No, I didn't Google, because I figured you can't do it, because I feel like I've tried to do it.
Well, Google will tell you how to do it.
In general, you can't connect multiple pairs of Bluetooth headphones to a single device. If this is a function that you need, then some solutions require additional hardware like an adapter or transmitter to enable this feature. Because then I was thinking about, I've seen those, like, there's like clubs, but they're like silent parties where there's like a DJ, but then everybody on the dance floor is wearing headphones, and there's like everything's quiet, but all the people are like dancing because they're all just listening to headphones. And I'm like, that must be multiple Bluetooth devices hooked in. And then they do it where there's like a party like that, and there's like 2 DJs, and one has red headphones, the other has blue. So half the people on the dance floor have red, and half the people have blue, and they're both listening to different music. It's like, do you want to listen to rock or pop or EDM? And I was always kind of curious about, that's kind of an interesting thing, but I'm like, that must have multiple headphones connected to something. So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty sure that's very possible. And I swear with the JBL speakers, I swear to God it's possible.
All right. I believe you.
I hate that more than because my old fucking guitar player used to talk about that so goddamn much, and it'd make me so mad.
What?
Because I don't know, some rock star talked about that a long time ago, about that's going to be the future of music is just on headphones. They'll be silent and shit like that. And when I've seen videos of that, of like people in a silent room listening to it, it infuriates me. It makes me so mad.
Well, I'm curious because it's like, say there's 4 different. So you go in, you like, do you want dance music, pop music, rock music, raps, and you say what you want. And then
when you go to a club that has EDM, or you go to a club that has rock, because like, what are you gonna do? Dance with someone like with different music? You just they're like, you're so upbeat. What are you doing?
No, you
like,
find someone that has the same pair as you, or you see a guy across the room.
Then you just go to an EDM place and you go listen to EDM. Or you go to a bar that's playing hip hop.
Well, yeah, that's another way to do it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's another way to do it.
And then if you want to talk to him, you have to like, hey, how you doing? And then you're in like this weird space of you can't hear. I can't. Oh, hey, yeah. It's just so dumb. Like, it's so dumb.
That's interesting. I'd like to try.
I hate it.
I'd like to try.
That sounds like something you'd be into, and it sounds like something I'd fucking freak out.
Well, I might hate it, but I'd like to try it.
I'd be like that black dude driving through a crowd of people. Fucking, I would not be into that.
That's
on a Winoska? What is it? What? Yeah, too soon.
Yeah, it's too soon.
Too soon.
I see videos that start where it's showing a parade, and I'd skip. I'm like, nope.
I haven't seen it yet.
Fuck you, people. Fuck that. I don't know why you want to watch videos of that shit.
Yeah.
I am worried about this new COVID variant that they're talking about, though.
That was on my list. Oh, my God. I'm so fucking upset.
I'm worried.
This is never going to end. This is literally never going to end. I hate being the conspiracy person, but this is fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. People just need to shut the fuck up. I do not want to hear about COVID anymore. We've given it its time. We've given you guys, all you fucking worrywarts out there that are fucking scared of everything. We've given you. Be happy. Like, we've given you what you want. We're not. This is what we want to fucking save old people. You just want to destroy how human relationships are supposed to fucking work.
But it's a stronger variant.
Oh my God. This is gonna go on forever.
Yeah.
This is here for the rest of our lives. So when it mutates, stop acting surprised.
Yeah.
Like, that's the flu does it. No one gives a fuck about the flu.
No.
When was the last time you got a flu shot? Never. No one gets a fucking flu shot. Who gives a shit? Do people die from the flu? All the fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
so done with it. I'm so fucking done. And I really think people like you, what really infuriates me is like getting on Facebook and seeing people from Sandpoint and shit. And they'll like be talking about COVID and shit like that. And it's like, you have no room to talk because you live in a place that no one fucking gives a shit.
yeah.
It's not as irritating as it is to the people in California, Oregon, Washington, New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're getting shoved in the, you're like ousted for everything you do. You walk into a place, hey, put on a mask. It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like,
yeah.
I'm literally done with it. I'm so close to just getting in fights with people over it. The last week, like, and it's probably just because I'm so angry in this last week and have so much stress, but I keep on having these like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not wearing this mask anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. Like, yell at me. Let's get in an argument. Like, I'm wanting one now. It's like, I'll be that dude on the internet. I don't give a shit anymore.
Fuck.
Like, fucking film me. film me. You fucking because it's so stupid. It's like, this doesn't make you go into a restaurant, you wear a mask, you go sit down at a table, you take your mask off. Why'd we put the fucking mask on to begin with? It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
This is so dumb. You're all dumb. I just look at a restaurant like you're all retarded. They get up and they put their mask on, go to the bathroom, come back, take their mask off. Like,
well,
it's just retarded.
It seems like we had the Delta variant that didn't really change much. So if they're talking about another one, then it's like, okay. But see, it worries me not because it literally the last thing that worries me about it is me getting hurt. What worries me is just like panic buying and shutdowns. That worries me more than me actually getting hurt. You know, it's like you see the talk about it and you're like, oh my God, please stop talking about it because that you just don't want all that fucking craziness. And you don't want me to be flying in 4 days and get fucking stuck somewhere. Or something like that.
Yeah, I hate everybody.
I know.
I hate fucking COVID. It's so stupid.
It is stupid, but it worries me. It just worries me because of people, not because of the disease. I'm worried about the people more than the disease. Dude, you know what you need to do if you're going to Colorado for 3 months is you need to maybe stop buying something in your life and pay for Spotify because you've been missing out on some great fucking Joe Rogan episodes. He did 3 in a row like 2 weeks ago. He did Theo Vaughn, Ben Shapiro, and Snoop Dogg. 3 in a row.
Like, yeah, in one day. That's what he usually does.
Those 3 people, though, that's some heavy fucking hitters, dude. That's like a fucking lineup right there. They're great.
Wait, what was the first one?
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn.
Ben Shapiro.
I love Theo Vaughn on Rogan.
And Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
It's $9.99 a month.
I like Pandora.
You're gonna need something more to listen to, I feel like.
There's Rogan is the only excuse to switch over to Spotify.
Yeah.
Pandora does everything I have. I like the playlist. I like the way it's set up. I like you could do the deep cut shit and fucking. I just like the way Pandora's set up.
Yeah.
And I used it for so long.
There's also something I'll probably be watching in the next week or so that I can't stop hearing about. I'm hearing about it every day. Is this new Beatles documentary that I'm stoked to watch.
I almost started that today.
I think it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I'll probably illegally download it because I don't pay for Disney Plus. But from what I'm hearing from people is that it's like really, it's not like another documentary. It's like way better, and directed by Peter Jackson. And I'm sold off of all of this. I can't wait. 3-parter.
I love the Beatles.
I think it's all out. So, but it's like you see crazy shit. You see them like yelling and screaming and drinking and fighting and all this stuff you've never seen before. So, we should probably watch that.
Yeah, I read it. Paul McCartney is my favorite. I always like Paul McCartney more than John Lennon.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I read a thing the other day, like a little news thing popped up, and it was this whole story, and I was telling it last night, and I butchered it, so I don't exactly know what he said, but it was Phil Collins was talking mad shit on Paul McCartney.
Uh-huh.
And I guess he fucking hates Paul McCartney, and I guess the story is he was like at a party, and he had bought some kind of Beatles album or memorabilia, or something Phil Collins had. And so he runs into him at a party, and I think it was for his wife or something like that. And so he goes up to him and he's like, "Hey, would you sign this thing, for me?" And I guess like Paul McCartney, and I can't remember the words exactly, but he's essentially was like, "Aw, like that's sweet. Like you have an idol or something like that." And it was being very condescending towards Phil Collins. And Phil Collins is like, came out and been like, "Fuck Paul McCartney, fucking asshole." Like, and I love Phil Collins with a fiery passion.
Really?
So it kind of made me, I don't know, not like Paul McCartney so much. I was like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I love Phil Collins. Phil Collins is a bad motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't ever talk shit on Phil Collins, or we will have some fucking problems.
I don't have anything bad to say.
Every time I go to a karaoke bar, Phil Collins. That's my main man right there. Some fucking some old Genesis, dog. That shit's out of control, man.
Yeah. I mean, I know that when they did, I think when it was that that Live Aid that Queen did, and like Bowie and a bunch of people did, like there was a Live Aid in London and a Live Aid at the same time in Philly to raise money for whatever they were raising money for, like when Queen did that legendary thing.
Yeah.
And they were like simulcast on television. The London one and then the Philly one, and they'd go like one performance. And like to open the show in London, Phil Collins performed in like the beginning of the show, and then he flew to Philly and performed there at the end of the show for both Live Aids, and he was the only one at both those Live Aid concerts that performed at both of them.
What?
Yeah, you could look it up.
Dude, to fly from Philly to London's like a fucking
5 hours or something. It's a 5-hour flight, like time-wise. I don't know how it works out with the math of the time difference, but he did like one show caught in the opening, next show caught the end of it, performed at both. And I think at one maybe he performed with Kansas or something like that, and did the other one, or Genesis or whatever the fuck it is. But he performed at both.
Huh.
You can look it up. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never heard that. That's cool.
That is cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Phil Collins is bad. Well, I'm down to wrap this shit up. Do you have anything else you want to do?
No, I don't. But it's gonna be a crazy week for Brad. Maybe next time we're on, we can have a competition who had the worst week. But
What do you mean, getting ready to go or something like that?
Yeah, getting ready to go and just traveling in general, and figuring all this shit out without a car, because Brad still doesn't have a car, and it's really inconvenient right now when you're trying to take your dog to kennels and get to the airport, because my car has been being repaired for like 5 weeks now, 5-6 weeks, and it's going into paint next week, and then it'll be done, which I didn't even know it needed to be painted.
Did you fucking take it to fucking Hobo Johnson in the fucking...
No, I took it to a
backwoods?
legitimate place. I know they had to wait forever for parts for a quarter panel to come in, because everything's...
So why didn't you just say, hey, I'm going to drive my car, and when all these parts come in, then I'll come drop my car off?
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't take very long to do anything.
Well,
you should only be out a few fucking days at most.
I think they know what they're doing.
Or they owe you a fucking goddamn rental car. I don't understand.
Well, I have a company vehicle. It's free gas. But you don't want to get too crazy with that. It'd be easier with a car. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is be easier with a car.
Okay, dog. Well, episode 75?
Yeah, episode 75. Just let me know, dude. No pressure. 2 weeks from now, if you're not set up, don't worry about it.
Rock and roll.
All right.
Okay, we love you guys. Bye.